Your phone buzzes. You feel it before you even hear it. Your hand is already moving. But the real answer for why you can't stop isn't about willpower at all. It's older than the phone, older than the screen, older than electricity itself. Your brain built this habit long before anyone typed a single line of app code. Think about the last time you checked your phone for no reason. There was no notification, no message waiting. You just felt a pull, an itch, a tiny hum of restlessness, and your thumb moved before your mind caught up. Why does that happen? Why does a small glass rectangle have this much power over your attention? To understand it, you have to go back almost 100 years to a lab full of pigeons. In the 1930s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner built a simple box. Inside it, a pigeon could peck a lever, and sometimes, not always, a small pellet of food would drop. Skinner discovered something strange. Pigeons that received food every single time they pecked eventually got bored and stopped. But pigeons that received food unpredictably, sometimes after one peck, sometimes after 10, kept pecking obsessively. They couldn't stop. The uncertainty itself became the reward. This is called a variable reinforcement schedule. And it turns out your brain runs on the exact same wiring a pigeon's does. Every time you unlock your phone, you're pecking the lever. Sometimes there's a message from someone you love. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes there's a like, a comment, a tiny piece of social proof that someone out there is thinking about you. You never know which one you'll get. And that unpredictability is exactly what makes it impossible to put down. Here's where it gets stranger. In the 1990s, a neuroscientist named Wolfram Schultz ran experiments on monkeys, tracking a chemical in the brain called dopamine. For a long time, scientists assumed dopamine was released when you got a reward, like a treat or a win. But Schultz found something different. Dopamine didn't spike when the monkeys received the reward. It spiked in the moment right before, in the anticipation. Even more surprising, when the reward was uncertain. When the monkeys didn't know if it was coming, the dopamine spike was even bigger than when the reward was guaranteed. Your brain isn't chasing pleasure. It's chasing the possibility of pleasure. That's a very different thing. And it means the checking itself, the little jolt before you see what's on the screen, is often more powerful than whatever you actually find there. Does that sound familiar? That small flicker of hope right as your thumb touches the screen? That's not a coincidence. That's 100 million years of neural machinery being triggered by a piece of glass that fits in your pocket. Now here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. This wasn't an accident. In the 2000s and 2010s, researchers and designers studied casino slot machines to understand why they were so effective at capturing attention for hours at a time. An anthropologist named Natasha Schull spent over a decade studying gambling addiction in Las Vegas. She found that slot machine designers had engineered every detail, the sounds, the colors, the timing between spins, to maximize what she called time on device. Not fun, not enjoyment, just time. The goal was to keep a person in what she named the machine zone, a trance-like state where minutes disappear without notice. App designers studied this same research, the pull to refresh gesture on your phone, the infinite scroll that never runs out, the small red notification badge, using red specifically because your brain is evolutionarily wired to notice red faster than any other color, since red once meant blood, danger, or ripe fruit worth eating immediately. None of this is random. It's slot machine architecture, rebuilt for your pocket. So when you feel like you lack self-control, when you tell yourself you just need more discipline, you're misunderstanding the problem entirely. You're not weak. You're responding exactly the way any human brain would respond to a system engineered, quite literally, using casino science. But why does your brain care so much about checking in the first place? Why not just ignore it? Go back further. Not decades. Thousands of years. For most of human history, your ancestors lived in small tribes, usually somewhere between 50 and 150 people. Their survival depended entirely on staying socially connected. If the tribe turned against you, if you were cast out, you didn't just feel lonely. You died. There were no supermarkets, no solo shelters, no way to survive alone in open grassland. Being accepted by the group was as critical to staying alive as finding food or water. Because of this, your brain evolved an extremely sensitive alarm system for social information. Any sign that your status in the group had changed, any hint of exclusion or inclusion, triggered an immediate and powerful emotional response. This wasn't vanity, it was survival software. Think about what exclusion actually meant back then. A single argument with the wrong person, a single rumor spreading through camp, could mean losing access to shared food, shared protection, shared warmth at night. There was no anonymous escape route, no new city to move to, no way to simply start over among strangers. Your entire genetic future depended on staying woven into that one small web of people. So your brain didn't treat social monitoring as optional. It treated it as the single most urgent task available at almost any moment, more urgent at times than eating or resting. This is why a single unread message can feel disproportionately heavy. Why one comment left unread can quietly gnaw at you for hours. Your prehistoric alarm system doesn't know the difference between a tribal elder frowning at you around a fire and a friend leaving your text undelivered. To that ancient part of your mind, both look exactly the same. Both look like a signal that your place in the group might be slipping. Now think about what a phone notification actually represents to that ancient alarm system. A message, a comment, a tag. Each one looks to your prehistoric brain exactly like a signal about your standing in the tribe. Someone noticed you, someone included you, or worse, someone didn't, and now you need to check to find out. Your phone isn't just an object. It's a direct wire into the oldest survival circuit your species ever built. This is why ignoring a notification feels almost physically uncomfortable. You're not choosing to check out of boredom. Some part of your brain, the same part that once scanned the horizon for smoke, for predators, for the approach of a rival tribe, is scanning your notifications for signs of belonging. And this raises an uncomfortable question. If your phone can hijack a survival mechanism this deep, one built over hundreds of thousands of years, what does that mean for how much control you actually have in the moment your hand reaches for it? It means less than you think. And that's not a failure of character. It's simply how the system was designed to work. Here's the twist most people miss entirely. The problem was never that you check your phone too much. The problem is that the reward is almost always smaller than the anticipation promised. You feel the pull, you check, and what's there is usually nothing. An ad, a notification you already saw, a headline that doesn't matter. The gap between the anticipation and the actual reward is where the emptiness comes from. Not from using your phone, from how rarely it delivers anything close to what your nervous system was expecting. Slot machines work the same way. Most spins lose. Most notifications are nothing. But the brain doesn't average out the disappointment. It remembers the rare wins vividly, and it keeps pulling the lever hoping for the next one. Consider how this plays out across an ordinary day. You wake up. Before your feet touch the floor, your thumb has already found the screen. Not because you decided to check anything specific, because the box is there, and the box might have a pellet in it. At work, you glance at your phone between tasks. Not because you need information, but because the gap between one task and the next feels like the perfect moment for a peck at the lever. In a meeting, under the table, a phone buzzes in a pocket and an entire room of adults feels the same ancient itch at once. Nobody taught you to do this. Nobody had to. The behavior installs itself quietly, the same way it installed itself in Skinner's pigeons. Consider, too, the design of a single app icon. That small red circle with a number inside it. Why does it work so well? Psychologists have long known that unresolved tasks stick in the mind far more persistently than resolved ones. A pattern first documented by a psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik in the 1920s, after she noticed that waiters could remember complex, unpaid orders in vivid detail, yet forgot them completely the moment the bill was settled. An unfinished task creates a kind of low, humming tension in the brain until it's closed. That red notification badge isn't just a color choice. It's an open loop, deliberately left dangling, because a mind will do almost anything to close a loop it's aware of. So, what do you do with this? Understanding the mechanism changes what it feels like to resist it. You're not fighting laziness, you're fighting a machine built specifically to exploit an alarm system your ancestors needed to survive the African savanna, wrapped in reward architecture borrowed directly from casino design, and reinforced by a simple, unfinished loop your mind can't help but want to close. Once you see it this clearly, the pull loses some of its invisible power. It becomes a pattern you can recognize in real time, rather than a personal failing you quietly blame yourself for. Does that reframe change how you'll feel the next time your hand moves toward the screen without permission? Probably, because now you're not just a person with weak willpower. You're a person who finally understands the machinery. Tonight, when you feel your hand reach for your phone with no real reason, pause for 1 second. Notice the anticipation before you unlock the screen. That flicker of hope isn't really about the phone at all. It's 100,000 years old. It's the sound of your ancestors checking, again and again, to see if the tribe still wanted them. Your phone buzzes. And now, for the first time, you know exactly why your hand is already moving.